Hare Krishna. So let us start with Mangalacharan. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamahyam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapadakamulam Sri Guru Vaishnavascha Sri Rupam Shagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathannitam Kansajivam Sadaitam Sabudhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Namoham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Panchakalpatarubhasya Kripasindhubhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna. So, we welcome all the devotees for Bhakti Shastri class, Unit 4, on behalf of Kai. So, today we will discuss introduction part. Last class we have discussed the preface. In preface, basically we discussed about the dedication of this book. About this book, we have discussed a little bit briefly. Today we will discuss further, and today we will discuss how Rupa Goswami has started from this chapter onwards. Actually, the preface is actually only given by Srila Prabhupada, and introduction onwards actually enter into the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So today we will, most importantly, we will learn what is Bhakti. So we will share. So first, before just now, normally before starting any class, we do Mangalacharan. Similarly, Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada, following the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami, has done a Mangalacharan. So we will see today the importance of Mangalacharan. What is this Mangalacharan actually? So this is not an ordinary thing what we are doing in Mangalacharan. This is not an ordinary thing. So today we will learn all these things and also the definition of Bhakti Uttama Bhakti. So requesting for whomever possible, please at least switch on your camera. If you are traveling or you are coming, that is all right. You can now switch off, but after you reach home, you can switch on. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to manage. So those who are moving, they need not to switch on, but those who are steadily seated in their home, they can switch on their camera. because this is not my requirement, but this is the instruction I have been given. So I am asking everybody. So please do it. Otherwise, uh, the authorities are looking into the time by using some AI tool, and based on that, I have heard in one session in some other group, not in Tribe, in some other institution by under ISKCON Ministry of Education, they have disqualified the students. Some group of students has been disqualified for not switching on their camera. They have written exams, given the exam, everything was all right, but they didn't get the certificate. So our authorities are very strict about it. So I am requesting every time all the devotees, please keep switch on at least 70 to 80% of your throughout the span of the class. Some 20%, 10% here and there is okay. That everyone can understand. Okay. So today, lesson 2 introduction will be starting. We are starting. So first, this thing, yes, last class also we have discussed, but this is actually the part of introduction, the Grantha Vibhag, what is the overview. So we have discussed this thing, just once again refreshing ourselves. So the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we have discussed the meaning of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in our last class. Sindhu means it is a ocean. So the ocean has uh, various waves, various direction, and in the each and every direction there are various waves are there. So today we will see what are the waves uh, in various directions. So we will be mainly focusing on the eastern side, that is the variety of bhakti bhed. So here we will be studying the four waves. First, the overview of the devotion, which is in Sanskrit or Bengali called Shamanya Bhakti. Then second wave is devotional service in practice, which is called Sadhana Bhakti. Thirdly, we will be studying devotional service in ecstasy, which is called Bhava Bhakti. Fourthly, we will be studying devotional service in love of Godhead, that is Prema Bhakti. The southern side, the overview of the Rashas are there: Vibhavo, Anubhavo, Sattvika Bhavo, Vyabhichari Bhavo, Sthai Bhavo, etc. Western side is about the main primary Rashas: neutrality, servitude, friendship, parental, conjugal. And northern side is secondary mellows: laughter, astonishment, chivalry, compassion, anger, fear, lustfulness, incompatible mellows, distorted mellows, etc. But in our Bhakti Shastri syllabus, we will be studying on the eastern side, that is these four waves, varieties of Bhakti. So, Mangalacharan. So, this Mangalacharan is the starting verse. Starting the Mangalacharan will be done by Srila Prabhupada and Srila Rupa Goswami also. So, let us first understand what is this Mangalacharan all about. So, this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, first chapter 20 to 22 verse. From there, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has explained what is actually Mangalacharan. গ্রন্থেরও আরম্ভ করি মঙ্গলাচরণ গুরু বৈষ্ণব ভগবান তিনের স্মরণ. So I think Bengali I need not to translate, everybody understand that while starting anything we should do Mangalacharan. Anything auspicious we should do Mangalacharan, invoking auspiciousness. This is there in Bhagavatam also, this is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita also, this is there in all the books, because all these books, this writing of these books, they are doing it as a Sheva. This is not a mundane books. They are writing for some expressing their own thought, or they are concocting some conceptions. No, just to become famous. No, this kind of desires are completely not there behind this kind of writing, this kind of transcendental books. So these writing, these transcendental books are actually a great service for the humanity in general. And for also, this has been done by the instructions of authorities, spiritual authorities. Like here, Rupa Goswami is writing this book under the instruction, by the inspiration of none other than uh, Supreme Personality of God, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is very important that they are invoking this auspiciousness. So while invoking the auspiciousness, they are invoking mainly Guru, Vaishnav, and Bhagavan. So we will see today Guru Vandana, Vaishnav Vandana, and Bhagavan Vandana. Okay. তিনেরও স্মরণে, why they are doing it? তিনেরও স্মরণে হয় বিঘ্ন বিনাশন, অনাশে হয় নিজ বাঞ্ছিত পূরণ. So by invoking prayers to them, by invoking auspiciousness, uh, by remembering Guru, Vaishnav, and Lord, all the all the hindrance goes away. Okay? All the hindrance goes away, and one can achieve their desired result very easily. সে মঙ্গলাচরণ হয় ত্রিবিধ প্রকার, বস্তু নির্দেশ, আশীর্বাদ, নমস্কার. So there are three types of mangalacharan. Okay. So one is bostu nirdesh. Bostu nirdesh means identifying the object. Okay. Identifying the real purpose of this book. Ashirvad means giving benediction. What this book is giving, what benediction? What is the, how it is doing good for the people in general? What ashirvad, what blessing is given by this book? And another is namaskar. Like namaskar is actually this praying at the lotus feet of Guru, Vaishnava, and Lord. So this is the subject of Mangalacharan. This is the purpose of Mangalacharan, and there is the types of Mangalacharan. Various types of Mangalacharan, various different categories of Mangalacharan. Okay. So today's chapter, this introduction part will be based on this conception only. Prabhupada has not explicitly written this thing, but our teachers, previous teachers, they have given in this way. So I am presenting this thing like this. So Mangalacharan is categorized into three different ways. Bostu nirdesh, defining the object. Ashirvad, offering benediction. Namaskar, offering obeisances. So first verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Sri Rupa Goswami is writing, paying his obeisance to his Ishtadev Radha Govinda. All glories to Radha Govinda, and he is writing this first verse. Akhila Rasamrita Murtihi Prasramara Ruchirutthatar Kapali Tolita Shamololita Radha Preyan Vidhur Jayati. Translation given by Srila Prabhupada in Nectar of Devotion. The Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes. Okay, someone can read. Someone can read this translation. This is the part of the Nectar of Devotion.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, the reservoir of all rasas or relationships, which are called neutrality, passive adoration, servitorship, friendship, parenthood, conjugal love, comedy, compassion, fear, chivalry, ghastliness, wonder, and devastation.
Yes. Now my question is, where in this verse, this is actually now we will discuss about this Akhila Rasamrita Mukti. Now in this verse, where it is written Krishna word, have you find any word where it is written Krishna? Akhila Rasamrita Murti Prosramara Ruchiruddha Taroka Pali Kolita Shama Lolita Ruddha Radha Priyan Vidhur Jayati. So the translation what Srila Prabhupada has given, this thing is actually not there. Only the first line is there. Akhila Rasamrita Murti is there. Okay. In the second stage, Prabhupada has given another translation. Second explanation given by Prabhupada is, somebody else can read this thing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Second explanation by Srila Prabhupada. He is the supreme attractive form, and by his universal and transcendental attractive features, he has captivated all the gopis headed by Taraka, Palika, Syama, Lalita, and ultimately Srimati Radharani.
Yes. So I am going back to again the earlier words. So here, where is the word Krishna is there? Where in these words, how Rupa Goswami is telling that this is Krishna. This is talking about Krishna. Can anyone identify any phrase, any line, anything?
Shama, Kalita, Shama, Lalita.
No, Kolisa Shamal. Okay, for that, let us go to this particular words given in Chaitanya Charitamrita Muddha Lila. Here, Prabhupada has given little different translation. Okay. So here the Bengali word is also there. Those who are Bengalis, they can also read. So let us read the word to word meaning. Akhilo Rasamrita Murti, the reservoir of all pleasure, in which exist all the mellows of devotional service, namely Shatta, Shantodarsha, Shakta, Vatsalya, and Manu. Prostramar, spreading forth, Ruchi, by his bodily luster, Ruddha, who is subjugated, Taroka, the gopi named Taroka, Pali, the gopi named Pali, Kalita, who has absorbed the mind of Shama, the gopi name. The Shama is the name of the gopi. Lalita, the gopi named Lalita. Radha Priya, dearmost to Srimati Radharani. Vidhu, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jayati, all glories. Now you are getting the point. It is not very directly written.
Akhila Rasamrita Murti.
Okay. So here the Krishna word is Krishna is hidden here. How? Radha Priya. See, this is what we need to understand now. Let us read this particular translation. Let somebody can read this translation.
Let Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, be glorified. By virtue of his expanding attractive features, he subjugated the gopis named Taraka and Pali and absorbed the minds of Shama and Lalita. He is the most attractive lover of Srimati Radharani and is a reservoir of pleasure for devotees in all transcendental mellows.
So this is, see, he is the most attractive lover of Radharani. Okay, like this Krishna has been described. The Akhila Rasamrita Murti, Krishna, the Krishna who is dearmost to Srimati Radharani, Radha Priyan. Okay. So this particular Akhila Rasamrita Murti is referring to not any Vishnu Datta. It's not referring to any Vishnu Datta. It is referring to particularly the Krishna of Vrindavan. This we need to understand. This is one important lesson from this verse. Okay. Let us read what the purport has
আর
been given.
আর প্রভু বিধু মানে তো এখানে লেখা আছে কৃষ্ণ
Yes, Vidhu is also Krishna. That we will discuss. This is not explained here. We will discuss. First, someone can read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Yes, someone please read
purport.
the purport.
Everyone has a particular transcendental menu by which he loves and serves Krishna. Krishna is the most attractive feature for every kind of devotee. He is therefore called Akhila Rasamrita Murti, the transcendental form of attraction for all kinds of devotees, whether the devotee be in the Santarasa, Dasarasa, Sakharasa, Vatsalya Rasa, or Madhurya Rasa. This is the opening words of the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu by Srila Rupa Goswami.
Thank you. So, I think from this Radha Priyan word, we can understand that this Krishna, this particular sloka is referring to Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, Shyamasundar Krishna, not any other one. Okay. So the word Vidhu also is referring to Krishna. How it is so? Acharyas are explaining the word Vidhu means he. You can write down this note if those who are interested to know. This is not there. This will not come in any question also about this Vidhu, but this is an additional information I am giving. You can write down this addition as you are asking. Someone has asked, so I am explaining. Otherwise, I was thinking not to explain in detail because this is not there. It will not come into your exam, but this is for your learning. The word Vidhu means he who is marked by the Srivatsha symbol. Srivatsha symbol is there. Okay. Vidhu indicates a general form of Lord who makes successive appearance in the world, but it also indicates specifically Krishna for the following four reasons as proved by various verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. So there are four verses are there that we will briefly touch upon. From there we can understand that why this general term Vidhu is referring to Swayam Bhagavan Krishna of Vrindavan. Okay, the Vrindavan Krishna. So this is the entry point, or you can entry verse or entry understanding. We are entering into the understanding of Gauriya Vaishnavism. Previously in Bhagavad Gita, the general Vaishnavata, the general Vaishnavism was discussed. Ishopanishad will be discussed about Astikata, theistic science, theistic aspect, only theistic aspect, not even Vaishnavata, theistic aspect. Supreme absolute truth, something like that, not very clearly mentioning even the name once in Ishopanishad. Bhagavad Gita, even though it's a Gita Upanishad, they are mention of general names of Krishna, Madhusudan, Achyuta, Keshava, various names are there. So each and every name also has a relation in terms of Vrindavan pastime and some general names, some general interpretations are also there. Regarding these, Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan has written a book. Not written a book, the books were already there. The books means the Shahastra, Vishnu Sahasranam. In that Vishnu Sahasranam, there are various names for which Baladev Vidyabhushan has given the Vrindavan meaning of that particular name, and there is another meaning like Keshava. Anyone knows what is the meaning of Keshava?
The one who killed the Keshi Taban.
Yes. So this this is the Vrindavan explanation of what Keshava. Okay, but there is another interpretation of Keshava. Ka means Brahma. Okay, and Isha means Shiva. So the one who is the Lord of Brahma and Shiva is called Keshava. This is another meaning. So similarly, each and every word has a Vrindavan interpretation and has a general interpretation. So this word Vidhu is also like that. So I think to cover this four aspect is little time consuming. First, let us finish the basic syllabus, and then if we get time, we will get enter into this four part. You can make me remember. We can discuss this thing. I have this explanation, but I have not put it into my slide because this is not there in our understanding. So this is actually referring to Krishna. So that's why this Radhapriyan Vidhu Jayati is there. Radhapriyan Vidhu Jayati means it is Krishna himself, no other than Krishna. Okay. So let us go back to again to our slides. So we were here. My skin is visible, na? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji is
Okay.
visible.
So we will one verse we will discuss from these four words. One verse we will discuss. Three words we, if we get time, we will discuss. Otherwise, we will discuss in some next session. So up to this, it is clear that uh, this Akhila Rasamrita Sindhu, Akhila Rasamrita Murti is referring to Krishna. Now, how? So, the Rasha, what is the meaning of Rasha? Rasha, how Rashas are divided? Primary Rasha and secondary Rasha. Secondary, primary mellows and secondary mellows. Primary mellows, all we know. Okay. Neutrality, servitorship, friendship, parenthood, conjugal. Shanto, Dasya, Shakho, Vatsalya, Madhurya Rasa. Secondary, comedy, wonder, chivalry, ghastliness, fear, compassion, devastation. Okay. These things are already known, so I'm not spending time. There are this about this. The secondary rashas are like, I'm giving basically little bit hints. Secondary rashas are like when the primary rashas to help the primary rasha to manifest, secondary rashas are there. And in some time, some absence of some primary rasha rise to secondary rasha. Okay, like the Madhurya Ras is there, and when there is a man, Abhiman is there, then there is devastation, Anurag, something is there, or some Ashur is coming, and then there is the chivalry, and Krishna is going to kill them, like Kalyadaman. So Kalyadaman is happening. So each and every pastime, this is a very detailed thing, and this is in discussed about the secondary Rasha, the northern direction. The part is there where these things are detailed discussed. It is there in the book in the part 2, so you can read further. So I'm not going detail into it. So this is about secondary Rasha. So So the objective of this Mangalacharan, the first part is understanding that this is referring to Vrindavan Krishna, who is the reservoir of all rasas, means all relationships. And he has another capability is captivating all the gopis. Okay. So we have seen from the definition, from the explanation of Srila Prabhupada, that how this Krishna, who is the captivating all the gopis. So now why Krishna is the Akhila Rasamrita Murti? Why not Narayana? So that we will discuss briefly. This one verse is there. Narayana hoite Krishnero asadharana guna অতএব লক্ষ্মীর কৃষ্ণে তৃষ্ণা অনুক্ষণা. So even though Lakshmi is eternally engaged in massaging the lotus feet of Lord Narayana, but he wanted to enter into Rasa dance. He wanted to see Krishna. I think you all know these pastimes that he wanted to enter into Krishna, to see the Rasa dance, but he was not allowed. She was not allowed. Lakshmi Devi always wanted to see Krishna. So now, from this verse, we will briefly touch about this understanding. নারায়ণ হইতে কৃষ্ণের অসাধারণ গুণ অতএব লক্ষ্মীর কৃষ্ণের তৃষ্ণা অনুক্ষণ. Because Krishna has four extraordinary qualities not possessed by Lord Narayana, the goddess of fortune, Bhakti always desires his company. Purport. Lord Narayana has 60 transcendental qualities. Over and above these, Krishna has four extraordinary transcendental qualities absent in Lord Narayana. Can you read? Anyone can read the four qualities? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The four qualities are his wonderful pastimes, which are compared to an ocean, his association in the circle of the supreme devotees in conjugal love, the gopis, his playing on the flute, whose vibration attracts the three worlds, and his extraordinary beauty. which surpasses the beauty of the three worlds. Lord Krishna's beauty is unequaled and unsurpassed.
Yes. So the first thing is called his wonderful pastimes. Okay. So such pastimes. So this is called Lila Madhuri, and his association in the circle of supreme devotees in conjugal love is uh, Prema Madhuri. He is playing on the flute, whose vibration enters the world is Venu Madhuri, and his extraordinary beauty, which surpasses the beauty of the three worlds, is called Rupa Madhuri. You can note down these four words: Lila Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, and Rupa Madhuri. Okay, so these four qualities are not there in Lord Narayana, in any other Vishnu Tattvas. Okay, so we can understand, we can contemplate these things, the pastimes of Krishna, like Makhunchor pastime, Damodar Leela. These are extraordinary pastimes, wonderful pastimes. Lord Narayana cannot be, no one can become father and mother of Lord Narayana and can bind him, can chastise him. Okay, so like that, and no one can become can do this Rasha Leela like Krishna has done. And regarding this flute, Madhuri, Lord Narayana is like a Prabhupada explains in other section. Lord Narayana is like a judge in the courtroom, and Krishna is in the home. The same person, but mood is different. Narayana is a more official. Vaikuntha is like an official place where everyone is coming. Yes, sir. Salute, sir. Giving proper respect. But in home, Krishna is fighting. Krishna is taking from some other's plate. Is honoring prasadam from his friend. Krishna is being chastised. Okay, so this is completely in home. It is happening. So his extraordinary beauty, Rupa Madhuri, this is also unparalleled. And due to this, to see the extraordinary beauty of Krishna, even the Lord of Vaikuntha, Narayana, once stolen the sons of a Brahmana in Dwarka. Okay, we will. So that is one thing. From this, we can understand that how much Krishna's beauty is captivating. Okay, so there are, you can note down these slokas also. So this is another section where these things are further explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. सर्व अद्भुत चमत्कार लीला कल्लोलो बवारिधिः अतुल्य मधुर प्रेम मंडित प्रिय मंडल त्रिजगन त्रिजगन्नाश कक्षि मुरलीकूल मुरलीकल पूजित असामन ऊर्थ रूप श्री विस्मापीत चराचर. So same thing, these four, how what has been described, there only in Bengali it is described, and now it is described in Sanskrit. Okay. So here further explanation is there. I'm not going into the further, but you can read. Okay. So here is those who are preaching this Krishna movement must try to understand Krishna from the statement given in Bhakti Rasamrita Shrinu. So this is what we are studying now, to understand Krishna. So here the beautiful, the Krishna's four features, which is unparalleled, is explained so beautifully. And here Prabhupada is writing how Mayavadis are negating Krishna's form, beauty, pastimes, and everything. How much foolish they are. So much beauty is there. So much, what I can say, he's a fountainhead of beauty, pastimes, leelas, so all the things that we actually looking for. We're looking for loving. We're looking for beauty. Everything is there in Krishna's pastime. So if we got engrossed in this, the world's beauty will pale out. It will appear as nothing to us. So that's how we need to understand. So this is the thing. So that's why Prabhupada is writing that if someone this Nectar Dehon Punarjanma Naiti Mamiti Shau. So for that we need to dive deep into it. That's why we need to read this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. We need to dive into this ocean of Bhakti Ras. So this is, you can note down this verse number and then you can read further. So here that pastimes, how Lord Vishnu told the children of Brahmanas to get the darshan of Lord Krishna. This Akhila Rasamrita Murti means just as white light is dispersed into the seven colors of rainbow when it passes through a prism, similarly the Supreme Lord Krishna is perceived by different devotees according to the rasas they approach Lord Sri Krishna. So this I have already described how each and every one of us has a particular mellow, particular rasa is there. That is the individuality. That is how Krishna has created us to relish a kind of rasa. Okay. So these primary rasas are there, but the percentage of these rasas, the combination of these rasas, there is a variety. It is not that key. It is a monotonous. Okay, these menos are like monomelos. It is not like a monomelos. It is a combination. It is a wonderful combination of melos. Like I have given the explanation. Like we can understand this little bit. It is a crude example, nearest example what I can understand. Like conjugal relationship is there between husband and wife, but each and every husband and wife relationship is different from one another. It is not same. It is not copy of. It is not a robotic system of relationship. Is not a robotic program that yes, husband or relationship is yes. It is all in conjugal. It is a dampatya rash. But this dampatya rash does not mean that this is same. Similarly, Vatsalya, similarly, Shakho, similarly, Dasho, Shanto, everything is there. But each and every uniqueness is also there. So that is the beauty. And this only Krishna can reciprocate. Because in other realm, like in Vaikuntha, all the rasas are not manifested because it is an official stage. There nobody can ride on the shoulder of judge, high court judge. Nobody can expect a joy ride on the high court judge. But Krishna, when Krishna and Balaram were used to do a wrestling, there Krishna has to carry someone on his shoulder. This is unheard of. This cannot be understood by cannot be seen in Vaikuntha platform. So this kind of rasa. So there is a limitation of rasa in Vaikuntha. So Vaikuntha it is 2.5 rasa. Shanto, Dasya, and half of the Shakras. There, Shakras is like how maximum one can sit beside on the same seat of Lord Narayan. That's it, not more than that. Okay. Maximum like Dasha Rush is there with Hanumanji, and Lord has embraced him. That's it. In the form of Marjada Purushottam, Ramachandra. Not more than that. But in Vrindavan, the same thing is completely different. Okay. So here, from this particular one verse, sorry, I just forgotten to written this verse. You can note down this verse and you can study in detail. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 43, chapter 17 verse. Okay. So this is the situation where the Krishna is entering into the wrestling arena of Kangsha. And there in the audience, there were many peoples were there. The cowherd boys were there from Vrindavan. Jogis were there. Mathura Bashis were there. Women were there. Impious rulers were there. Parents, even Nanda Maharaj was also there at that time. Kangsha was there, unintelligent persons were there, Vrishnis were there. So how each and everyone has seen Krishna, the same Krishna, but he was reciprocating with each and everyone in a different way. Just see how the wrestlers, they were seeing Krishna as a thunderbolt, Veeraras. Men of Mathura, Mathuravashi, they were seeing him as the best Purusha. Bhishma, oh, this person, he will fight with Kamsa. Women were seeing him as a Kamadev. Original Kamadev is actually Krishna. Okay. So this is Madhurya Ras. Cowherd boys, the relatives, they were Shakho and Hasho. They were taking the joy. Oh, now Krishna will kill. Okay, they were excited. Impasse ruler, they were seeing him as a chastiser, Rudra. Rudra. Parents, they were seeing as a child. Oh, my child, he is now in the arena. The big wrestlers are there. What will happen? Vatshalya and Koruna. So they were having that kind of emotions. Kangsha was seeing Krishna as a death personified. Bhayanak. Unintelligent persons were seeing as an universal form. Just see. Vibhatsha. Universal form is Vibhatsha form. Yogis were seeing him as a absolute truth. So they are in Shantala. Vrishnis were seeing him as a supreme worshipable deity. They were seeing as a in darshan. So like this, Krishna was reciprocating with everyone in a different way. The same person, but different reciprocation, depending on their situation, depending on where they are desire. So this Govardhan Leela, Damodar Leela, and there are various pastimes were there, where it proves clearly, undoubtedly, that this Akhila Rasamrita Murti can only refer to Vrindavan Krishna. So here ends this first learning of today's understanding. So first, this Vastu Nirdesh is completed now, defining the object. Who is the object of this book? Is Vrindavan Krishna. So this is the Gauriya Vaishnavism is starting it. Who is dearmost lover of Radharani? We are entering into this Gauriya Vaishnava mood. So now we will see Namaskar part first, and finally Ashirvad. Okay. So Namaskar means offering obeisance. So offering obeisance is also divided into three parts. Harivandana, paragraph 1. These paragraphs is denoting to our Nectar of Devotion, paragraph 1. Guru Vandana is paragraph 2 and 3. Vaishnav Vandana, paragraph 4. Shark, the comparison will be given. The Vaishnavas are compared to the shark. How? Just think. Rupa Goswami's exalted position, how he has expressed it. Okay. So Harivandana, this is the second verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The Sanskrits are not there, but translations are there. But I am reading a little bit for our knowing. No need to remember all these words. There are 4 words. I will share these 4 words very soon. You can remember very easily. 4 verses are there. Ridijasya prayanayo prabharito ayam varaka rupo hitasya haripada komalam vande chaitanya dasya. So here Harivandana means actually Chaitanya Vandana. Ridijasya prayanayo. By his inspiration within my heart, pravartito aham, I have undertaken this literary work. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has actually instructed me. Borako rupa api, though I am a vile person by nature, tasya hare padakamalam vande chaitanya dasya, chaitanya devas. I offer my respect to lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Chaitanya. So I offer my respect to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord in the form of Chaitanya Deva. Though I am a vile person by nature, by his inspiration within my heart, I have undertaken it. So here the most important word is Baraka Rupa Api. Baraka Rupa Api means the vile person. So Chaitanya, the Rupa Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, who is the primary Manjuri in the spiritual world, is thinking himself a vile person. Vile person is completely incapable, does not have any qualification. So this is the humility. And Prabhupada will comment on that the preachers of Krishna consciousness should have this kind of humility, following the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. That I don't have any capability. That's why we pray. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jana Tasmai Shri Gurave Mukam Karati Vachalam Pungul Langhaya Girijat Kripatamaham Bande Sri Guru Tani. So we pray all this prayer because out of false ego we always think that we are great, we have so much qualification, I have so many years in bhakti, I know everything, I have studied this book, I can quote these words, I know this thing. But here see Rupa Goswami is telling himself Varako means he's a vile person by nature. But here Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gives a different meaning of Barako in his commentary. He said that Bara also means the best. O plus Ka means Akayati means to boldly indicate. Thus Barako stands for one who is clearly indicated as the best. So our acharyas, uh, they always want to glorify the Vaishnavas, predecessor acharyas. So uh, he is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is glorifying in this way. So this is how we need to understand that we need to feel the utmost humility, and we need to pray for uh, Lord mercy, Guru's mercy, Vaishnava's mercy, Hari Guru Vaishnava. So this Hari Guru Vaishnava has come from here. We always say, by the Hari Guru Vaishnava, mercy of Hari Guru Vaishnava, we have done something menial. So more we can understand and more we always aspire to stay under the mercy of this Hari Guru Vaishnava, our spiritual life will be very simply successful. So now the Guru Vandana. So here Prabhupada is praying to his spiritual master. Let me offer my respectful obeisance. Now Guru Vandana is starting now. Before that, after Hari Vandana, this Guru Vandana is there. So Prabhupada is writing this. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Prabhupada, by whose inspiration I have been engaged in the matter of compiling this summary study of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This is also in the paragraph there. And here Rupa Goswami is doing this Guru Vandana like this. Vishramo Mandirayo Tasya Sanatana Tanur Madishasya Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhur Bhavatu Shaddayam Pramodaya. Translation: may this work named the ocean of nectar compose the Bhakti Rasamrita. Bhakti, the ocean of nectar composed of Bhakti Rasa, always serve as the recreation hall of my Lord, manifested in the form called Sanatan Goswami for his pleasure. So Rupa Goswami begins his great work. So here Rupa Goswami is is seeking his blessing of Sanatan Goswami. So Rupa Goswami begins this great book by offering his respectful obeisance unto Sri Sanatan Goswami, who is his elder brother and spiritual master. And he prays that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu may be very pleasing to him. He further prays that by residing in that ocean of nectar, Sri Sanatana Goswami may always feel transcendental pleasure in the service of Radha and Krishna. This is how we need to pray to our Guru. So this Mangalacharan, sometimes we think, oh, let us start the lecture, let us hear the lecture. Why this so big Mangalacharan? Sometimes some devotees give very good, elaborate Mangalacharan. Actually, we are giving very brief. Normally, to save time, we are actually giving very brief Mangalacharan. Okay, but there are various other parts of the Mangalacharans are there. So, but we need to understand that this is very important. This has been given in Bhagavatam by Shuta Goswami. This has been given by Shukdev Goswami. This has been followed by all our previous acharyas. So we need to follow the same line. Whatever we are writing, doing, anything, we should do at least briefly. We should pray to our Guru, Krishna and Vaishnavas. This Vancha Kalpataru Bhascho, Kripa Sindhu, this is Vaishnav Vandana. Guru Vandana is We pray to Srila Prabhupada Lotus feet, and we pray to our spiritual master Lotus feet. This is Guru Vandana. Hari Vandana is that first Mangalacharan. Okay, initially it is starting Vandeham Sri Guru Sri, like that. So this is there in every day we are doing, but we may not know what is the purpose, what is the types, what are the different things. So here it is clearly explained. So this is Vaishnav Vandana. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Charato Pro Puribhuto Kala Jalabhiyayo Bhaktam Makaran Aslita Mukti Nidakam Namoshami. Translation. We are lucky that our Vandana, Vaishnav Vandanas are so simple. Prabhupada has given very simple Vaishnav Vandana, not this kind of words. I offer my respect to the devotees who are like Makaras. Because we can use this thing as a Vaishnav Vandana. And in addition, if anyone can memorize this kind of words. Okay. I offer my respect to the devotees who are like Makaras, kings among fishes, frolicking in the sweet ocean of devotional rasa, who disregard the insignificant rivers of liberation and who are free from fear caused by the net of time. Bhakta Makaran as as aslita mukti nidakam namosham. Poribhuto kala jala. Poribhuto kala jala means they are having no fear of the net of the time. Now here, four things are described here actually. Prabhupada explained this thing and just explain the point. You can read. So someone can read this part. The devotees are compared to Makaras from these words.
The devotees are compared to Makaras. The Makara is an aquatic animal and is called as the king of fish. The devotees are similar to the Makara in three ways. First, sharks live only in ocean. Devotees live in ocean of bhakti rasa and reject river like leisure pleasures. Two, sharks reject rivers. Rivers are other paths which only gradually come to ocean like Janana.
Jnana, like
Gana, acha Gana. Gana. Three, sharks are never caught by the fisherman's net because devotees swim deep in the ocean of devotional service. They are never caught in the net of birth and death.
yes, thank you. So this is what is all about Vaishnav Vandana. So we need to understand these rivers are compared to the path of liberation. So we need to go. That's why we may always hear lecture from senior devotees that go deep into the bhakti. Go deep into the bhakti. Don't remain superficial. Go deep into the bhakti. So this is the way. This is the point that if we don't go deep into the bhakti, if we don't increase our intensity of bhakti, tibrena bhakti jogena jajeta purusha then what will happen? Then we may be any time caught in the net. Fisherman net may caught us. Can a fisherman catch makara? Not possible. It is very deep in the ocean. So Vaishnavas should be like a makara, not like a fish. Rivers in the river, fishes are easily caught, isn't it? So devotees has rejected. The rivers are like mukti, ordinary mukti. There are 5 kinds of mukti. Devotees are not interested in that kind of mukti. Devotees are interested into relishing the sweet rasas of bhakti. So the bhakti is it's like an ocean. Bhakti rasamrita sindhu, and devotees are like makar. So here also, Rupa Goswami is rejecting the conception that in one that the Mayavadi's conception is like when everything merges into the ocean, everything becomes one. So no, the Makara has their individuality in the ocean. It does not merge into the ocean. Similarly, Bhakta, they enter into the Bhakti Ras, that does not mean they become one with Supreme Personality of Godhead. They exchange loving relationship with Krishna. They become one in interest to give pleasure to Krishna. So that we need to understand. Okay, so this is about Vaishnava Bhagavan. So now benediction. Now the final part. What is the benediction? This book is giving what benediction we are getting from this book. So someone can read. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please read.
In verse 5, Srila Rupa Goswami prays for the protection of VRS.
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Acha Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Compared the theories put forward by the argumentative logicians as the volcanic eruptions taking place inside the ocean. Vadava fire. Inside the ocean, these eruptions can do very little harm. Similarly, these theories put forward by those who are against devotional service can do very little harm to this great ocean of devotional service.
Yes. So this is Ashirvad or blessing to the readers. Okay. So the verse translation of the verse has not been given here, and also I don't find anywhere in my study. So, oh my Guru Sanatan Goswami, may this book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu remains forever, destroying the harsh argument of Mimangshakas, the proponents of karma and jnana, or logicians who unnecessarily meddle in the science of bhakti, just as an ocean restricts the the fire that this volcanic fire caused due to the volcanic eruptions. Okay, so in the midst of the ocean, volcanic eruption. So sometimes bhaktas are challenged by various other theories, other kind of understanding, logicians. Okay, but this kind of things cannot destroy bhakti, devotional service. This is because Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is like a ocean, and the what can ocean, how the ocean can be harmed by some little volcanic eruptions. So it will never be destroyed. So bhakti is always there. So in Srila Prabhupada, so here in the verse 6 also, another Prabhupada is commenting on this. Someone can read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I read?
Yes, please, please.
In verse 6, Srila Rupa Goswami expresses his inability to write BRS. Srila Prabhupada comments that should be the attitude of all preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement. Following in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami, we should never think of ourselves as great preachers, but should always consider that we are simply instrumental to the previous acharyas, and simple by following in their footsteps, we may be able to do something for the benefit of suffering humanity.
Thank you. So this is the mood we should always remember, that we are only an instrument in the hand of previous acharyas and our spiritual masters, and we should follow them. We should not create something new innovative understanding of bhakti, innovative. Many times, sometimes we do that just to attract the audience. We sometimes present bhakti in a so different way that it becomes attractive for some time, but it goes away, far away from the understanding or the way how our acharyas has given. So we need to be very, very, very much. We should see very carefully that how what we are speaking is given in the previous acharyas commentary, in the teachings, in the books of Srila Prabhupada. We should not make some different kind of conception. So giving as it is, following as it is. will is the all success. It is whether it is attractive or not attractive. We did not. Okay, we can present it by some presentation, by some videos and those things we can make. But the point, but the teachings should not be diluted or should not be just to make attractive or acceptable for the audience. We should not dilute, because we need to understand, so why this kind of attempts are made sometimes by preachers, so-called preachers, I will say, not the exact preachers, so-called preachers, because they think that I am giving something, I am going to attract the devotee, I am going to deliver. Can I deliver anyone? Can anyone deliver us apart from Srila Prabhupada, apart from the previous acharyas, apart from our bona fide spiritual masters who are following Srila Prabhupada as it is? No one can do any benefit for us. Rest assured for this. No one can do any benefit, can give any benefit to our in any way. So that's why what is the point in innovating some different way, different strategy, different style? Follow as it is. Sometimes we think, oh, these kind of things are very backdated. Why to read these things, speak this way? I will speak something different way, which is relevant to us. Okay, you can make the point, you can give some relevant examples. It is not that you need to quote the same example what previous acharyas has given. You can quote that, also quote some relevant examples from the present time. But teachings, essential points should remain same. So this is how we need to understand. So here it is completed. Now I will enter another presentation. I don't know how far I will be completing today. Let me try. So now the definition of Uttama Bhakti. So this is the words you need to remember. Anno vilasita shunnam jnana karmadi anamritam anukullenu krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttama. So this is the first words that you need to remember, memorize for your sloka test for this unit. So this is the most important, most important thing of the entire book, entire unit. This is the most important words, okay, of this unit. You need to understand this very carefully, in detail. Someone can read this translation.
When first-class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires, knowledge obtained by monastic philosophy, and fruitive action. The devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires.
Thank you. So, okay. So this is, anyone can understand any this here. Okay, the first class devotional service. So first class devotional service. This is actually the meaning of Uttama Bhakti. One must be devoid of all material desires, knowledge obtained by monastic philosophy, and fruitive action. This is the definition of first class devotional service. And secondly, the devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. Okay. So this is a very simple definition, but it is not so simple. Okay. Simple in the sense it is simple actually, but it has a deep purport, deep significance. So for this, on these words, Jiva Goswami has written so many things, so many things. We may not cover all these things. Little bit we will cover. So this in this definition, there are two characteristics are defined. One is Sharupa Lakshan, essential characteristics, and another is Tatastha Lakshan or marginal characteristics. So these kind of words you may not find in the purport in the summary commentary given by Srila Prabhupada in the book. But we need to understand this thing because our Acharyas has explained, and you have to write an open book on this. Okay. So one open book will be on this. Closed book will also be coming something. Some closed book, some definition will be coming. So this Sharupa Lakshan, essential characteristic, and Tatastha Lakshan, marginal characteristic, you need to understand very clearly. So if today we may not able to complete it, we will complete in next class because this is the most important thing. Other things we can move fast, but this we cannot move fast until and unless all of you understand it very clearly. Okay. So Sharupa Lakshan and Tatastha Lakshan. What is Sharupa Lakshan? First, what is the meaning of Sharupa Lakshan? Hmm? Can anyone understand what is? Can anyone say what is the meaning of Sharupa Lakshan? Sharup Lakshan means what? Primary characteristic of something. It's what? Anyone? Sharupa Lakshan means what? Sharupa Lakshan. Primary characteristic.
Actually, there is the main direct dominant characteristics of pure devotion and
Forget about
Protestant.
devotional service. Forget about devotional service. Just focus. Give me the meaning of the word Sharupa Lakshan. What is the meaning of Sharupa Lakshan? Sharup means what? Sharup Lakshan means what?
Swarup means
Primary characteristic. In
right.
English, you can focus on this meaning of English term. Primary characteristic. Anything primary characteristic. How can we understand? What is primary characteristic? I'm asking, okay. Say, say something.
Swarup means self.
So don't go into the word Sharup. Okay, try to understand primary characteristic. Primary characteristic of something, someone. Okay.
প্রভু নিজের ধর্ম যেটা ফলো
Primary means what?
মানে জলের যেরকম তরলতা সেরকম আগুন।
I'm giving an example. Then you can give further example. You can start understanding this thing. Understanding this word is very important. Suppose you are seeing a shopkeeper. A shopkeeper is sitting in the shop. Okay. So what is his primary characteristic? If someone asks what is his primary characteristic of a shopkeeper?
টু সেল
Huh?
টু সেল
To sell. So he's selling something. He's in the shop. So he's a shopkeeper. Normally we know this only. Knowing this only, we get done our job business. We go to the shop, we buy the goods items what we want to buy, and we come back, we give the money, we get the thing, things are done. But does the shopkeeper characteristics ends there, or his identity finishes there only?
no, his follow-up nature or his behavior or the way he treats his customers or the
Yes.
quality of the product he is keeping.
Yes, he may have various other characteristics also, like he is someone's husband that we may not know. So the Sharupa Lakshan, the primary characteristic, depending upon the person who is seeing that, it depends on that also. Okay. From his mother point of view, from his mother's Sharupa, when mother is seeing that person, for mother he is not a shopkeeper first. For a mother, his son. Okay. So further we can understand a person. Now you're I'm giving this example, a gross example, crude example. Now coming little final example. Now when we seeing a person, what is the Sharupa Lakshan of that person? Just a person. You don't know anything. Just a person. Think about a person. Externally, you are seeing a person. Like I'm giving examples. So he is a human being. He is having two hands. If he is a male person, he is having two hands. He may be having mustache, or he is having some, even not even mustache also. Mustache is also a secondary characteristic. It may have or it may not have. He's he is a human being. He is a in that way. Okay. Now his qualification. He may be engineer. He may be a doctor. He or she. Just I'm giving. He is like one example. So those things are his secondary characteristics. Primary, he's a human. That's it.
Prabhu, is it like some enjoyed or enjoyer, like the primary characteristics? When, like for a man, like it can be enjoyed. Can we say?
Enjoyer, yes, it can be say that he is trying to become enjoyer. He's trying to become an enjoyer. Uh, so that is the his conditional nature. His conditional nature. So see, I am not asking to analyze this thing now from any devotional aspect or philosophical aspect. Simple layman aspect. Forget about any philosophy or anything. Just seeing a person. Understanding. So the point is Sarupa Lakshan is the Lakshan if we take away that Lakshan, take away those characteristics, he does not exist. Try to understand this thing. The Sarupa Lakshan of water is what?
Prabhuji, taralta.
Taralata. Another Sarupa Lakshan?
To quench thirst.
Shitalata, yes. Shitalata. When thirst is also drinking water. So now this water can be this liquid can be this water can be uh, drinking water, pure drinking water, which we can drink. It can be service water, which can be used. So these further characteristics are the secondary characteristics of water. Are you understanding this thing? See, until and unless you understand this thing very clearly, the meaning of primary characteristic and secondary characteristic, it will be very difficult to understand what is what, how Rupa Goswami has defined. So this is not very easy thing I am telling, and you have to write a essay on it. So ask me 100 question, I will not be bored at all. You think of it, then only you will be. This will be your lifetime understanding. See, it is not very easy thing. Otherwise, Jiva Goswamis, like personally, like Jiva Goswami should not give so much time to write pages of pages and pages of volumes of interpretation on one particular this verse. Okay. So, but not very difficult thing, just simple thing only. Okay. But understand it very deeply, very carefully. So, primary characteristic means the characteristic. If we take away that characteristic, remove the characteristic, that does not exist. Okay. And secondary characteristic is this additional characteristic. Additional characteristic. Okay. Which further clarify the thing, the object, the person, and everything. Up to this, it is clear. I said, devotees, please switch on the cameras. Slowly, slowly, you are switching off the cameras, and now you are visible in the recording. Okay, so please be careful.
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes, any question?
Prabhuji, please explain once again, like about Sarupa?
Yes,
I'm unable to understand what Sarupa Lakshana. Just once you just explain.
yes, I am explaining another thing. Yes. So, Sharupa means primary characteristic means Sharupa Lakshan means the Lakshan if we if we take away that characteristic, আমি বাংলায় বলি, স্বরূপ লক্ষণ মানে হচ্ছে এমন লক্ষণ যেই লক্ষণ বা বৈশিষ্ট্যগুলোকে যদি যেই ফিচার্স গুলোকে আমি যদি নিয়ে নেই, সেখান থেকে সরিয়ে নেই, তাহলে সেই জিনিসটাই অস্তিত্ব থাকে না। ঠিক আছে?
তাহলে প্রভু ওই যে এক্সাম্পল that you were considering for a man,
হুম
what was the primary characteristics there, that if we take
হি ইজ এ
away?
হিউম্যান বিং। একটা যে কোনো ব্যক্তিকে একটা যে কোনো পার্সন, যদি বলে একজন পার্সন human being, so he should be a human being first of all. Okay, and then he may be a male. First of all, human being, a person is mean a human being. When we are discussing about a personality, when someone is having bhaktitva personality, he should be a human being first of all. Otherwise personality cannot be, complete full personality cannot be there. And then he is a father of this, he is a brother of that person, he is engineer, he is doctor, he is that profession, this profession. These are her secondary, his secondary profession, secondary characteristics. Suppose the shopkeeper is there, he does not have any shop, so how he can be shopkeeper? Okay, he is not selling anything, so he is not a shopkeeper. Now what he is selling, he is a big businessman, he is doing this thing, that thing, other details will come under secondary. A doctor is a doctor. First of all, he should be a practicing doctor. He is a qualified doctor. He should have a degree of doctor. That is his primary characteristic. Now he is specialized in this subject. He is specialized in that subject. He is connected with that nursing home, that hospital. He is a very good doctor. He can diagnose very nicely. So these are his secondary characteristics. Is that sinking? Is it clear? বোঝা যাচ্ছে?
Prabhu, secondary character is known as Tathastha Lakshan.
Tatastha. The Sanskrit term is Tatastha.
Prabhuji, and for a doctor, if that is the second category, like he's going to that hospital,
Yes, yes.
Then what will be the primary characteristics
Primary, he
of
is
that
a practicing doctor. He
practicing
is
doctor?
practicing doctor. Suppose, like you might have heard many times Prabhupada say that a doctor, he has the degree but he's not practicing, so he's not a doctor. Like you have heard the name of a doctor, Dr. Paulash Sen. He's a singer. He has a group named Euphoria. Okay, when we were in our youthhood, in our college, that group came. So we came to know that he is a singer. But later on we understood that he has passed once upon a time MBBS also. So he's a doctor. But his doctor degree is not valid. He's a singer now. He has become a singer. He is not a doctor at all. His primary characteristic has changed because he has not practiced as a doctor profession. He has taken singer as a profession. Okay. So even though he has a doctorate degree, his doctorate degree becomes secondary and singer become primary. Are you getting the point?
Yes, Prabhu. And Prabhuji,
Yes.
in terms of devotee, अगर devotee को हम consider करते हैं, तो if he is practicing, then he will be then it will be the primary characteristic of a devotee. And after practicing, वो उसका कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस डेवलप हो जाता है, देन मतलब उसको सारी जो तत्व है कृष्ण प्रेम का तत्व उसको पूरा क्लियर है, तो वो क्या उसका सेकेंडरी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक हो जाएगा?
In one sense, like that only. But first of all, we need to understand डिवोटीज का जो हम लोग को जो प्राइमरी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक क्या है, हम लोग का स्वरूप क्या बोला जाता है.
कृष्णेर नित्य दास.
So that is our Sharup. Okay, Krishna Nitya Das. Now, in that dashatva, in that servitor mood, we may be serving as a in Shantaras, in Dasharas, in this Ras. So things are those things are also, it cannot be cannot be seen as a primary secondary part, because that is for a individual. In our original in our constitutional position, we have that kind of particular sharup. Okay, so with that rasha, he is formed the characteristic of primary characteristic. Okay, now in secondary characteristic, how it can be defined, like there are many dashas are the many, say suppose servitor, I am considering servitor, there are many servants are there. Okay, now everyone's primary characteristic is servant, but secondary wise, someone may be massaging, someone is massaging his feet, or someone is like you will read in Upadeshamrita, the there are name of Raktak. Raktak is the name of a servant. Okay, so this servant I have heard, I'm just forgetting. This servant comes to Nanda Bhavan to repair the beds of Krishna. He's a carpentry work, to do some carpentry work. Okay, so these kind of activities can be defined as a secondary characteristic of that particular devotee. Suppose I have heard uh, 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 forgetting the devotee's name, Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur is also a Manjuri. Okay, Manjuri or Shokhi something. I think it is more. Narottam Das Thakur is from Manjuri. So the primary service, you know what is the primary service of Narottam Das Thakur in spiritual world? Anyone knows? Boiling milk for Krishna. Okay, so he's very expert in boiling milk for Krishna. So this kind of services, they're all Shokis. It's all Manjuris are like that. So they are servant. They are in conjugal melos, they are serving Krishna. Okay, but those things are different. So these are very deep subject matter. We can go further, but now we are very primary stage. We are trying to understanding. Now we will understand based on these two terms, primary characteristic and secondary characteristic. We will enter into understand what is the meaning of bhakti. Okay. So according to Rupa Goswami, I will at least cover the primary characteristic. Secondary characteristic will take further time. So, Swarupa means Anukullena Krishna Anushilana. Okay. First is Krishna. Krishna Anushilana. Krishna means what? Krishna means Krishna and his devotees. Simply, I am giving it briefly. In the next class, we will discuss further. Krishna and his devotees. Anushilanam. Anushilanam means serving Krishna. And then Anukullena, with favorable motive. So we will discuss this term in detail. Tatastha Lakshan. Tatastha Lakshan means Anna Avilashita Shunnam. This is one thing. And Jnana Karmadi Anabhritam. These are the two Tatastha Lakshan or secondary characteristics. So Swarupa Lakshan, Anukullena means favorable, pleasing to Krishna. Performed with intention to please Krishna. This is very important, second point. Performed with the intention to please Krishna. One is it should be pleasing to Krishna, and second is performed with intention to please Krishna. Can anyone say what is the difference of these two words? Pleasing to Krishna and performed with the intention to please Krishna?
প্লিজিং টু কৃষ্ণ মানে কৃষ্ণার যেগুলো পছন্দ আর কৃষ্ণকে যেগুলো আনন্দ দিতে পারে সেইটার জন্য আমরা যা যা অনুশীলন করব সেইটা হচ্ছে ওই পারফর্মড উইথ দ্য
Perform-
ইন্টেনশন টু প্লিজ কৃষ্ণ।
পারফর্মড উইথ দ্য ইন্টেনশন, একটা হচ্ছে কৃষ্ণকে আনন্দ দেওয়ার জন্য যে সেবা, সেটাকে বলা হচ্ছে ভক্তি। আর এটা হচ্ছে কৃষ্ণকে আনন্দ দেওয়ার জন্য যেটা সেবা, যে সেবা, সেটা হচ্ছে ভক্তি।
Prabhu, যেরকম one example can be that suppose some service is done which is ultimately done perfectly and it is pleasing to Krishna. Let's say some food, like some milk is offered which is uh, and the other one is like it is offered with the intention to please Krishna, but maybe it is not ultimately successfully pleasing Krishna, but intention was to please Krishna.
So which is bhakti?
Both are
Which is better bhakti?
better is which is actually like the intention, because Krishna, he takes the bhav, so maybe the end result might have been something which ultimately is not palatable to Krishna, but he takes the intention.
Yes. Yes, this is a very, very good point. Is this clear to everyone? Is this clear to everyone? That's performed with the, actually both the things need to be done. Both the things should be done. But more important is the intention.
Intention. Yes, Prabhuji.
So here Rupa Goswami is it may Jiva Goswami has further clarified it. We will see how it is. So if these things are clear, I will not elaborate it further. If you understood everyone that intention should be there to please Krishna. Prabhupada will give further example like Chanur and Mushtik. Even the Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha were fighting with Krishna, with Narasingha Bhagavan. Chanur and Mushtik were fighting with Krishna. Was this pleasing to Krishna? Yes or no?
Eh,
Huh?
Prabhu, this is second point, I think. This is the intention to please Krishna.
No, I am asking, Chanur and Mushtik were fighting with Krishna. Is this pleasing to Krishna or not? Hiranyakashipu fighting with Krishna, pleasing or not?
নো।
No. Everyone know?
It is pleasing to Krishna because he wants to enjoy that
আচ্ছা, ইন
vidya.
আনাদার মেনো
Pleasing to Krishna.
অন্য একটা রথে, হ্যাঁ
It is
যে
pleasing to
রসগুলো
Krishna. I
আছে
forgot. আপনারা ভুলে গেছেন ভাগবতমের সেই জায়গায় যেখানে ভগবানের হাতে একটুখানি চুলকাচ্ছিল। He was feeling some itching sensation in his hand to fight, but in Vaikuntha he cannot fight. He wanted to fight with his devotees only. Like Prabhupada gives the example that sometimes king want to fight with his fight, so he keeps some wrestlers to fight, to enjoy the chivalry rush. Do you think when Kamsa was fighting with Krishna, Krishna was not pleasing? Yes, Krishna was pleased. But does that mean Kamsa was remembering Krishna all the time? In Bhagavatam, there is a verse Narad Muni was telling that hardly there is any devotee who can remember like Kamsa. But that does not mean, is that mean that Kamsa was doing pure devotional service? Was doing, forget about pure devotional service. Devotional service? No, because his intention was not to please Krishna. Chanur and Mushtik was fighting, Krishna was enjoying the wrestling match. But Chanur and Mushtik was not doing it with the intention to please Krishna. That is not bhakti. So Shadupa Lakshan, first we will defining this bhakti part. What is bhakti? Okay. This is the characteristics of bhakti. If these things are missing, the bhakti is not there. And Tadastha Lakshan will give the definition what is Uttama Bhakti, what is the best form of Bhakti. These are all Bhakti. Okay. The best version of Bhakti will be defined as Tadastha Lakshan.
Prabhu, usually the from the name how it appears is like the Swarup is more higher
The name
than.
is like that. Name is like that, but that's why many times sometimes we get sometimes one may get a little confused. So that's why I'm spending. That's why I'm not using much the word Sharupa and Tadastha. I'm using primary and category, secondary. Intentionally, I am using these two terms because the Sanskrit term is little different. So why it is not confusing? Sharup means it is the intrinsic nature. Sharup means now you think of the nature of water. Okay, the water should be liquid first. If it is not liquid, if it is in hard form, it is not a water. It is ice. Then comes the taste of the water. The taste is water. The mineral water is good. The tap water is not good. This filter water is RO water is good. The filter water is not good. Taste is different. Different things will come. But it is first of all it should be liquid. Otherwise, this is the sharup lakshan of that particular substance. Okay, it is understanding. The point is in that way we can understand. So we should understand Krishna to mean now here Krishna is explained. Krishna mean to Krishna his personal expansion. So Krishna includes all such expansion as well as his pure devotees. Okay. So here, so this is the what I was discussing now. Kaliya Javan Jarasandha chasing Krishna with weapons. Example, Jashodamai chasing Krishna with stick. So whose affection, who is performing devotion service? Jashodamai or Jarasandha or Kaliya Javan?
Yashoda Mai.
Jashodamai. Anukullena. This is the word that's why Rupa Goswami has given Anukullena. More the example will come, things will be easily understood. Okay. The Anushilanam means Anu means following constantly. Shilanam means behavior. So Anushilanam means one who is the particular word used by the Srila Rupa Goswami in this connection is Anushilana or cultivation by following predecessor Acharya. As soon as we cultivation, we must refer to activity. Without activity, consciousness alone cannot help us. Okay. The word Anu suggests that one should engage himself in the service of the Lord without any interval. He must be engaged in the service 10% and always. There must not be any interruption in such progress of devotional service. Anushilanam means pravritti and nibritti. Pravritti means body, mind, words. Nibritti also body, mind, words. Something we have to do, do's and don'ts. Okay, some do's and don'ts we have to follow. We have to chant, and we have to follow. We have to negate for regulatory principle. We should not do something and we should do something. That is Anushilanam. If he is not continuously engaged in the cultivation of devotional service, it cannot be called Uttama Bhakti. It is not pure devotional service. So continuously, if it is not a Uttama Bhakti. It is Bhakti, but not Uttama Bhakti. Someone might come into the temple and the deity might inspire him and might put some money in the box just to please deity, or he might want to sing some bhajan just to please the deity, and then he goes out and does everything else. Is this Bhakti? Is this Bhakti? Someone
No,
occasionally coming.
Prabhuji.
It is Bhakti or not Bhakti?
Not Bhakti.
Everyone? Why not Bhakti?
Because he's not practicing devotional service, and
Yeah.
his heart is not attached to Krishna 24 into 7. Like
Yes.
sometimes he comes and
24/7 may not be there for us also, but we are developing, cultivating this 24/7 devotional service. We are trying to come into that. We may not be at that stage, but we are trying. We are that. That's why we are not even a devotee. We are called. You have used Mataji very wonderfully practicing devotee. Practicing. We are net practice is going on. Our we are not even in the Eden garden of Bhakti. We are at net practice in the club ground. That is also very important. Practicing under some coach.
Prabhu, so in the previous slide we saw that if it is not continuous, then it is not Uttama
Uttama,
Bhakti.
yes. It
But
is not Uttama. So that's why I am telling. We are also not in. We have forget about Uttama. We are not even Bhakti. We are not telling that we are not practicing pure devotee. We are telling practicing devotee only. Am I right or wrong? Is it clear? So we are even Anushilana means we are trying to practice 24-hour means see we are following four executive principle always, isn't it? We may not be chanting throughout the day, but we are doing our activities for the glorification of the Lord. In that way, we will come to the point. Don't be disheartened. We will come to the point. I will explain that how we are all practicing Uttama Bhakti only. It will come. Please wait. Okay. So that is not pure devotional service. It is not. It has to be a systematic cultivation. Systematic cultivation. Okay. That means what here actually they are trying to mean it that bhakti means actually pure devotional service. Okay. Bhakti means also pure devotional service. Anushilan actually this is bhakti. All these things are bhakti. But a person is occasionally coming, it is not bhakti. But what is that then? It is not even bhakti, but that is called sukriti. He is getting sukriti. Just like sometimes I am giving an example, crude example. Sometimes we see in the particularly in our local train, some fan in the train is not rotating. So someone touch with his comb and it started rotating. Have you seen everyone has some experience like this traveling through local
Yes,
train?
yes,
So
Prabhuji.
yes,
that
Pain,
Prabhuji.
pain
does
definitely.
that mean that person who has run the fan properly is an electrician or electrical engineer?
May not be.
May not be. May not be. That is the point. So doing some sorts of fitting or fixing some electrical thing does not make him a electrician. Similarly, doing some bhakti, participating in some bhakti type of activity does not make him a make him a bhakta, but he will get some shukriti. Krishna will never forget that he has come into the temple, has done something. So that activity will be stored as a shukriti, which may open the door of bhakti for him. And Anushilanam means we are practicing, we are doing some activity. See, we are doing so that's why if we want to do something as a devotee, okay. So that thing, that devotee here actually pure devotional service means here actually they are mentioning that that service, that devotional service should be at least in the category of Swarupalaksha. Okay. 24/7, that's why we our chetana, our consciousness, how we are doing all the activity, that is important. Is it for the glorification of Krishna or for my glorification? Any work we are doing, we need to see that it is Jogarthat Karmana or something else. At least karma, I'm giving an example, but bhakti is we are doing bhakti actually. Not even karma yogi. Here we are discussing about bhakti proper. So actually, for me, it was easy to that. As I have taken the module 2, which is also related to Bhakti Yoga, and this is also Bhakti. Yes, someone was trying to tell. I think our time is getting over. We need to stop now here.
Uh, Prabhu, so like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that even someone who has chanted even once Krishna's name, he is a bhakta.
Yes. So that
So,
is actually that is there because the holy name is there. So holy name, that is the glorification of the holy name in that sense. Okay. So it is like so here I was just about to tell you have rightly pointed out. So Uttama Bhakta, Uttama Bhakti, and Uttama Bhakta, completely different conception. Okay. The point you are telling, one who has chanted Krishna's name, he is called a Kanishta Bhakta. He is categorized as a Kanishta Bhakta. Even Sahojiyas are called Kanishta Bhaktas. You know it? In Upadeshamrita, the Sahojiyas are also called Kanishta Bhakta. Okay. So just let me finish this particular Sharupalakshan part. We will further discuss Anukullana. Krishna get pleasure from it. Devotee's attitude towards Krishna should be favorable. Krishna means various expansions. Krishna's paraphernalia, pure devotees. Anushilana means constant activity following predecessor acharyas. Constantly engaging in some service. Okay. So this is up to Sharupalakshan. So now what Rajiv Prabhu is telling is very important thing to understand that yes, that is the Kanishta Bhakti. There is a glorification of holy name because the any activity what is done by anyone, any service, someone like someone has come in Damodar Deepdan festival and offer a lamp. He will not be he that is Sukriti, Bhakti Unmolak Sukriti he will get. That is a devotional service. It is a devotional service. But we cannot say him as a bhakta. But holy name is something different. But if he chant, he can be termed as a bhakta. Okay. So this is the glory of holy name. Prabhupada has also told many times that Manmanaho Mad Bhakta Mavtaji Mam Namaskuru. Someone come in the temple and give the pay obeisance to Krishna. His bhakti is starting. Bhakti is starting. Kanishta means bhakti is starting, but it is not matured into a bhakta. Kanishta means it is like a admitted into a nursery, play school, started. Journey has started. The door of bhakti is open. Now, if we continue, if we cultivate it, we will become bhakta. But if he does not cultivate, suppose someone chanted Krishna's name, so the benefit will not be Nehavikrama Nashastha Pratyavaya Vidyate Shalpamasya Dharmasya Chayate Mahatavaya. Krishna will remember his one lamp offering, Krishna will remember one bhajan, Krishna will remember one any activity done for him forever, and he will get benefit for that. So in one sense, he is a devotee, but he cannot hold the devotional mellows with him because he is not practicing it. Yesterday, I was hearing one video where Bhakti Maharaj was telling that Mirabai initially was a sentimental devotee until and unless he came and met Rupa Goswami, he cannot become devotee, proper devotee. He was a sentimental devotee. Sahaja, in one sense, sentimental devotee means Sahaja devotee. Bhakti Vinod Thakur has told actually. Bhakti Maharaj was quoting Bhakti Vinod Thakur as an example of Bhakti. Can you think? So what is the position? He's a great devotee in one sense, but sentimental devotee. So until and unless one started practicing, see, আমরা সকলে ক্রিকেট খেলেছি ফুটবল খেলেছি তো আমরা খেলোয়াড় সেরকম ব্যাপারটা আর কিছুই না আমরা খেলোয়াড় নই খেলোয়াড় নামটা পেতে গেলে আমাকে একটা কোচের আন্ডারে খেলতে হবে প্র্যাকটিস করতে হবে সেখানে আমি প্র্যাকটিসিং খেলোয়াড় হব তারপরে খেলোয়াড় অনেক দূরের ব্যাপার আমরা ফুটবলে মেরেছি, ব্যাট বল খেলেছি, সব খেলেছি, আমরা কেউ খেলোয়াড় নেই। আমি জানি না এখানে কেউ খেলোয়াড় আছে কিনা, আমি অন্তত করি। আমি সব খেলেছি, টেবিল টেনিস খেলেছি, ক্রিকেট খেলেছি, ফুটবল খেলেছি, ব্যাডমিন্টন খেলেছি, কিন্তু কোনোদিন কোনো কোচের আঙানে কিছু শিখিনি। কিন্তু আমি ইঞ্জিনিয়ার। কেন ইঞ্জিনিয়ার? আমি কলেজে গেছি, আমি মেকানিক্যাল ইঞ্জিনিয়ার। কেন? আমি শিবপুরে পড়েছি, 4 বছর আমি পড়াশোনা করে মেকানিক্যাল ইঞ্জিনিয়ার হয়েছি। আমি বলতে পারি আমি ইঞ্জিনিয়ার। So everything need a cultivation and a cultivator. Without cultivator is guru. So this is the primary lakshan of bhakti. So even for a khalwar, for a player to become a player, the primary characteristic is he should be practicing under some coach. Things are getting clear a little bit. And at least with my what limited capacity I have understood, I am trying to share. Anything you can further clarify? I think we should stop here. It was getting late for me and for all of you also. So please read deeply, study deeply. We will further discuss. Okay. And my request is, if possible, we can have some extra classes also. I will try to say some extra classes. I will try to give the polling. If you can cooperate, we can complete quickly. Otherwise, it will take some time. This chapter will take some time. This particular introduction, this Shadgulakshan, Tadasalakshan, this part. Secondly, the characteristics of pure devote, pure the Uttama Bhakti. These 2 chapters will take time. Other things will move fast. Other things are activated. Okay, will not take much time. But understanding the 6 characteristics is also not very easy topic. Okay. So Uttama Bhakti does not mean Prema Bhakti. Okay, we will come to it. Let us remember it. Uttama Bhakti, someone can be practicing, can be executing Uttama Bhakti, but he may not be Uttama Bhakta. I can show you one quote where Prabhupada has been asked whether Kanishta Bhakta is doing Uttama Bhakti. Yes, his Bhakti is also Uttama Bhakti. His Bhakti can be also Uttama Bhakti. His Bhakti can be Uttama Bhakti, but he is a Kanishta Bhakti. Okay, think deeply, discuss. We will discuss further. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhu, thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. Hare Krishna.